Hello and welcome to another first look video from Killer Off-Road Hobbies. I'm your host Gary, and today we're taking a look at the Kyosho Mad Crusher VE. This is a 1/8 scale 4-wheel drive monster truck. Pretty newly released from Kyosho. I believe this is their newest 1/8 scale monster truck as of the time of this video. And this is a sweet looking body. Take a look at the underneath. You can see they actually left the windows open. They're tinted and it just looks awesome. Surprise, surprise, you get LED inserts for the headlights. That's super cool. Now moving over to the truck, we do have plastic threaded body shocks. They do have aluminum caps on them, which is kind of nice. It would have been nice to see aluminum all the way through, but it is a solid axle truck, front and rear. That is pretty untypical nowadays, but I can't wait to test this thing out. You have the side mount battery trays, you got the Spurgy here with a chain drive. We'll get into that in a little bit. And we've got the Vortex Team Orion 2100 kV motor and 100 amp ESC. This is a 4S system. Nice wheelie bar over here. Just cool looking. Nice handle to help me turn it over. Haha, thank you Kyosho. Now here's a better look at that chain drive I was talking about. It does have dog bones. That is kind of weird for the drive shafts. I would have liked to see something telescoping, and this weird setup for the steering. That's gonna go ASAP for sure. But cool looking. It's got like a 4-link suspension type thing, and the fact that it is solid axled is very cool. And check this out, dual motor mount. What? That's right, you can put 2 motors in there. That is super cool. Thumbs up, yes. Alright, so we got the Kyosho Synchro transmitter, got your steering trim, steering dual rate, throttle trim, and your EPAs. You've got your reverse switches, on and off switch. What? My batteries are low. That's no good. This is 2.4 gigahertz and it does run on 4 AA's. Those are not good AA's, I guess. Laugh out loud. Nice foam on the wheel, good feel in the hand. I like this transmitter. Moving along, what do you get in the bag? What do we get? We get stickers and a bunch of scale things to go on the body. Very cool. Other things in here include a antenna tube and a bind plug. Thank you, Kyosho. And a T-wrench and a wheel nut wrench. It does run 17mm hexes, and there's a couple Allen keys in here. Also, you get 2 owner's manuals. These have a ton of information. I suggest you go through them, read up on anything you're not familiar with, but this has everything. Everything you would ever need to know about everything you'd ever need to know about this truck. Yes, it's got blow-ups of everything. There's that chain drive, dual motor mount, twin vertical plate chassis, just the list goes on and on. Tons of stuff. Shows you how to put the batteries in, take the tires apart, everything. Every little bit of information you would need is in here. Alrighty, so now that we went over that, I'll do my normal thing. You'll have to see my mug and I'll kind of talk about like my plans for this thing and everything. So I have contemplated several times getting the Mad Force VE, and really got close to buying the FOXX from Kyosho, the like Formula 1 hill climber style with the paddle tires and everything. I have gotten really close to buying that several times. The only reason I haven't bought either one of those is because I used to be addicted to 6S, of course. I used to run everything on 6S. And those things only come 4S capable, just like this guy right here. I have since then been enlightened, I guess you could call it, and figured out that with gearing and you know, all of that stuff, just kind of fine tuning with diff tuning and all of that stuff, 4S is pretty much what I like to run nowadays. Several reasons. One of the main reasons is because you tend to break less stuff. And with how many RCs I go through and how much money I spend on RCs as it is, the more money I can save on buying parts, the better for me. So I tend to run 4S, and yes, for some people that's kind of like lame, I guess you could call it. But for me and how much money I put into RC already, it is very nice not to have to buy parts every time I take my RCs out. And like I said, 4S can be every bit as fun as 6S minus just a little bit of the craziness. So I really debated getting the FOXX just because of how it looks. It's just a super cool concept. And I used to watch that Icelandic like hill climbing thing, and those things are just beasts, absolute beast. And that thing is the closest thing in the RC world to those things, so it's just awesome. But unfortunately for me, there's not really any terrain around here where I could utilize something like that. I mean, I could get it and put some different tires on it, but we're gonna focus on the Mad Crusher VE because that's what I got. This thing just looks awesome. If you want to say it looks like an old style Ford, old style Dodge, old style Chevy, either way, whatever this looks like to you, it looks cool. The body is very detailed, super scale, and I just appreciate all the stuff they've done to it, like with having the light pods in there where you can actually put LEDs to have headlights, having these plastic bumpers and grill on the front and back of this thing, putting like the sticker with the like mock-up chrome around the windows and everything. I just think this thing looks awesome. And with this little bag of scale accessories they give you to put on the body, I'm not gonna do those. I'm not gonna put those on this body because I do plan on bashing this thing. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to keep this as like a shelf body and maybe get a different body to bash with. I'll probably just use this body because I want to know how durable it is and give this thing an actual test. I don't think it'd be fair to buy this thing and change out the body right away. So I'll probably just use this body even though I think it looks awesome, and maybe just take the hit and buy another one just in case you know, this one breaks or whatever. Other than that, taking the body off, I do think the body looks absolutely amazing, and Kyosho did very solid for hobbyists with including that in this. Now this does have an awkward drive system outside of the Kyosho A-scale monster trucks, I guess you could call them, with the Mad Force and the FOXX. It does have that chain drive that I showed you earlier, and it does have that weird wonky steering setup. That will be something I will be upgrading like almost immediately. I will drive it with that for a little bit just to see how durable it is and how weird it works. But I do plan on replacing that steering setup that they have in there. That is just weird. Now this is a twin vertical plate chassis, and I have thought about kind of changing this thing up a little bit and making it something. I'm not gonna give away what I want to do with this thing, but I have thought about like making this into something cool. I'll just leave it at that. I think these tires are going to do awesome. I do not foresee this thing being like an ultimate air out basher, super backflips and stuff. From what I've seen and heard from the FOXX and the Mad Force, the shocks, while being big bore and all of that, they are plastic bodied, and they do have these plastic tabs at the top that you put the screws through, and I do hear that is a mega weak point on jumping this thing. So I don't plan on like rich duper bashing this thing and just airing it out huge. I do plan on jumping it. I do plan on giving it a good solid test, but if you're looking for me to just air this thing out 20 feet in the air, it's probably not going to happen because I already know that this thing
most likely won't take it. That's not to say that I'm not going to push the limits of this RC, because I most definitely am. But I just want to pre-warn you guys that I won't be like mega airing this thing out. Another cool thing though that I want to mention in this, that I also already went over, is the dual motor mount setup. They literally give you another place to put a secondary motor. Personally, I think that is super awesome. With this thing only being 4S capable, you most likely would want to replace the ESC or whatever to run dual motors and all of that. But I just think that's cool. That's thinking ahead. That's thinking of people that do want to modify their RCs and everything. So Kyosho did go out on a limb, you know, and they kind of, with the body and having that secondary motor mount and all of that stuff, including the wheelie bar. I mean, they did give you a little extra for this truck. So I think that is very cool, especially for the price point. And I am excited to test this, like what I would call actual monster truck, because it does have solid axles front and rear. It does have a weird kind of setup 4-link. I wouldn't really call it a 4-link. Well, it's just not a triangulated 4-link, I guess. But you know, we'll have to see how all of this stuff works out. This is the first truck of this style I've had. So we'll have to see. I am definitely interested to see how this thing's going to perform. Well, hopefully, you know, you liked this video and it was entertaining and or informative. If it was, please give me that old thumbs up. If you did not like this video, as always, smash that thumbs down. Either way helps me out, lets me know what you guys are liking and disliking. And check out the description. We got raffles going on all the time. There's a lot of cool stuff down there. You can become a patron, help support the channel, and keep stuff like this coming through. You know, keep getting new stuff here. You can also get in on any raffles, and you can buy Killer Off-Road Hobbies merchandise like t-shirts and whatnot. Alright everybody, so that's going to be it for this video. Until the next one, we will see you then. Peace!